we're working with TikTok to make it like TikTok first.
Yeah,
and
that's so cool.
No dating app has done that. We're so hungry for dating content as someone who watches a lot of Love Island.
Yep.
And we're working with those same brilliant creatives that create Love Island all over the world.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Ad Podcast. I am here with Melissa Hobley, the global CMO of Tinder, here at the fresh announcement of their new double date Love Island, kicking off with the producers at ITV and the exclusive media partner with TikTok. We're here at the presser, and sounds like an amazing show. Such a fun time.
Hey, Dylan, thanks for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I mean, beautiful, interesting single people from around the world.
What can go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? I mean, you want some to go wrong,
exactly. But a lot could go right too.
A lot could go right, but it's a really big moment. We've never done anything like this at Tinder. We're working with TikTok to make it like TikTok first.
Yeah,
and
that's so cool.
No dating app has done that. We're so hungry for dating content as someone who watches a lot of Love Island.
Yep.
And we're working with those same brilliant creatives that create Love Island all over the world. And so, yeah, we're very excited. And it'll be out late summer after the World Cup, late July, early August.
I love it. So we talked a little bit about, how you're going to find these amazing couples from 8 different regions. Is that right? That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about who would be the perfect couple for the show, do you think?
Oh, Dylan, that's a great question. Okay, so you want... By the way, I'm going to sound like a reality TV executive producer right now.
You are now.
I've watched a lot. You're right, I am. I kind of am. So Double Date Island is driven by this product feature that became one of Tinder's biggest product breakthroughs of the last 5 years, and it's called Double Date. And it means if you're single, you can literally, instead of just your profile, it's you plus your best friend Abby. And you and Abby swipe together, and then whether you're straight or gay or queer, you'll see other couples that are also swiping as friends. And imagine like literally bringing that to life in a beautiful house, like in Ibiza or something. And I don't want to say exactly where we're filming, but you get the idea.
Yeah, of course.
You've seen Love Island. And the idea is that we will shoot this, again, literally to have over 700 mini episodes and pieces of content to put out on TikTok. TikTok's a big partner. This isn't just about running ads. And we'll see what happens. What we like to look for is someone who really wants to find someone. Mm-hmm. You want someone that's a little bit spicy, right? Yeah. We want a girl that's like...
You want some characters.
You want some characters.
Yeah.
You want a girl that's like, you're not it. You want... It's actually interesting when you have someone who's shy with someone who's like quite out there.
That's the whole dynamic of the double date, right? The chemistry of the group is very important to any successful double date.
That's right. And I was just with a very, very big influencer who will remain nameless, who was saying she met her boyfriend on a double date, but she ended up with a guy that wasn't the one she was actually fixed up with, and
so
she's like,
it was the opposite.
It was the opposite.
Other guy
and
in the group.
That's the beauty of a double date is
you get double the odds potentially. Your partner, your next relationship.
Yeah, exactly. So we're excited. We've got lots of really interesting people that would like to be a part of the show, and we're casting now. So
I love it. So let's talk about the idea of branded content versus doing another ad campaign. So obviously, you guys are keying on to this unique product feature that's the inspiration for the show. How hard was it to get the folks that own Love Island to agree to this idea? It seems very chalk made for a brand partnership. But tell us about your decision as a CMO to invest in content that's meant to entertain, inspire, draw people in versus interrupt them and their things that they're trying to get
exactly.
to on TikTok.
You just nailed it. It's about creating something that you want to watch.
Yeah.
And we worked so closely with TikTok in developing this and with the ITV team that we knew we could do it. And I think they're excited as well, because when they're used to shooting and producing shows, that they're turning around pretty quickly with Love Island shows, but it's also much harder when it's a big streamer or it's Peacock or it's
They've got 28 minutes to tell the story.
Exactly.
They figure out the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
It's a lot different.
You are quite knowledgeable.
I was a reality TV producer before I was in media. So
how does Dylan know so much about this? You were a reality TV producer.
I was a producer on Oprah Winfrey's Big Give, and I was
a
producer at Nash Entertainment, which was the second largest production company next to Mark Burnett Pictures.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wait, that's amazing. Yeah. Wait, what's one of your favorite projects?
Outback Jack, For Love or Money.
Oh my God, For Love or Money was so good.
Yeah, those were a couple that I worked on.
Oh my God,
a lot of fun. But my personal favorite is Anthony Bourdain. I don't know if you can call that a reality show, kind of a
unscripted. Yeah. Oh wow. Wait, okay, hang on. I'm flipping it on you. What should we be looking for in casting?
Well, I think you're right. Like one of the things you learn in production is that it's all storytelling, right? So you kind of go into it without having preconceived notions. You're casting people for looks, what they bring to the table from a personality perspective, but you don't necessarily know up front who's going to be the bad guy, who's going to, you start to stereotype and kind of put people in.
But do you not know up front?
No, I don't think so.
Don't.
You have
Wow.
ideas, but people kind of show themselves, and people who are willing to be in a reality show, they have goals in mind of where that exposure is going to take them in life. So it's very, you're casting for a particular type of person who loves being in front of the camera, wants to be famous, all those things. So, but then you add the additional element of finding a relationship. I mean, there's a reason The Bachelor has been on and The Bachelorette has been on successfully for so many seasons, is because, like you said, dating is hard, and it's not going away anytime soon. And you talked about things like the loneliness epidemic, and I think dating shows are always going to be a core component of the genre.
Right, and I think it's because one of the things we've learned at Tinder is that we still don't really know why we're attracted to who we're attracted to. Yeah. There's some research and data there, but you can't predict chemistry. And even as a CMO of Tinder, I'll be like, great, you had a few messages. Now put down your phone and go on the date. Like, you need to know, do you want to make out with them when you meet them? Like, do you want them to hold your hand? Do you get butterflies?
Yeah.
And you have to see that in person. And that's part of our hope with the show is we're feeling lonely, we're feeling isolated, and you watch something like this and you can, it
inspires you to step out and try it yourself.
Exactly, step out of your comfort zone. Dating is really uncomfortable. It's really hard. You feel really vulnerable. And does this help get you out there a little bit? And that's one of the goals. And seeing that at Tinder, like, our mission is to make it easy and fun, as easy as it can be, because dating is not easy. We know. So yeah.
I love it. So I think you mentioned you guys are shooting it vertically, right?
We are.
So is that an insight driven from the explosion of microdramas? It seems like there were some early players to vertical long-form storytelling that kind of didn't work out, and now there's this resurgence, especially with like microdramas, and vertical long-form storytelling I feel is like back in its heyday for sure. Was it a risk at all to think about putting this on the small screen versus the 42-inch screen in your house or whatever you have?
That's such a great question, and yes and no. When we first kind of shared the idea with TikTok, and they wanted to come on in a really big way, proper, as my Brit friends would say, proper partner. We knew that was the right decision. It will feel made for TikTok, and we know that's where so much attention is there to be grabbed. It is a little bit controversial, but when Tinder steps up as a real partner and they're not just taking your ad dollars, it makes that decision so much easier. And so we feel pretty good about it, and it will make. I'm sure you've had this. You're watching something on TikTok and the camera's sliding back and forth because it's not made for that. That you're not capturing the moments on the screen because it wasn't shot with vertical first.
They're
just resizing, and it's not quite the same. So So we're pretty excited.
Yeah,
we're pretty excited.
It's very fun. So talk about the campaign. So I imagine, coming out of all this long form content, you're going to have great campaign assets for all these markets. You're going to have tons of short form clips. You're going to probably be able to turn a lot of these into really cool native ads, and as people fall in love with the characters and the storylines and all of the moments throughout the arc of the series. How does this ladder up to a larger campaign outside of just the content itself?
You're right. We will have so much great content, and the insight driving that campaign is a real product insight, which is Double Date made you actually try dating again. And
so it's bringing users that have maybe put the app away because they didn't have an experience that they love, or they didn't get to the outcome that they wanted, and it's giving them another shot at it.
That's right. It's giving them another shot at it. Again, dating is really hard, and this makes it easier. This product feature makes it a lot easier, and we hear that from men and from women, and so and straight, gay, queer, double dating is kind of back. There's this nostalgia.
Yeah, the 90s, right?
Yeah. And so the campaign will bring those stories to life. It'll bring the feature to life in a way that's show don't tell, as my one of my colleagues will say, and we're pretty excited about it. In dating, you want to hear, oh my God, that helped me.
Yeah,
you want to hear, dating is really hard. Things weren't going great on the apps. I hear that a lot, and I totally get it. And so when you have a product feature that works so well, the ads almost write themselves.
Yeah, you want to get out there in a big way. Make sure more people know about it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because, being the CMO of a dating app it will be the hardest job I've ever had.
Wow.
Because again, most people, and I didn't appreciate this coming in, most people hate dating.
Yeah.
And for most, right, dating is really hard until you find your person.
Yeah.
There's a reason why, right? It's vulnerable and it's scary, but it's the most powerful, beautiful thing you're probably also going to do.
Yeah, very rewarding if you get it right.
Exactly,
too, right?
if you can get it right. How did you meet your wife?
Fraternity Valentine's Day singles party at the Sigma Chi House at UCSB.
I love it.
My only experience with online dating, sadly, was AOL Instant Messenger. So I missed the entire revolution, but
that's okay.
It's been fun following along with friends, and I think it's I think it's what I would have appreciated about it. I think if I was single in the dating app times, is I'm a big person that loves spontaneity. So when I go to New York, I send out 200 messages to friends on LinkedIn, or people that I've never met, people that I've only maybe even just connected one time with on LinkedIn, and I've never sent them a message. I'll send out 200, 300 coffee requests as I'm flying into New York, just to see if anybody will take me up on it. And I like the idea of being able to travel around the world, and just, you never know, you might be intimidated going to a city where you don't know anybody, or solo traveling or something like that. But if you have technology that makes, that's what we all love about technology, right, is it takes the friction out of everything. So if you're courageous and, you want the potential of an awesome date being as easy as hailing an Uber, or as easy as ordering a package on Amazon, that's a pretty powerful technology proposition.
I think meeting you where you are is how dating apps think about it, and how certainly how we think about it at Tinder. And I love that you met at a fraternity singles party. I love this. Yep. I'm going to create a version of that in Tinder.
Let's go.
Now inspired by Dylan's story.
Program. I'm sure it's already exists.
Tinder got its start on college campuses, so
let's go.
It's part of the origin story for sure.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for spending some time with us
Dylan,
today.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Good luck with the show. If people want to tune in, when and where does it drop, and where should they watch?
Follow Tinder on TikTok late July.
Let's go. And then if folks want to follow along at home to your thought leadership, where should people connect with you?
Yeah, Melissa Hobley. Follow me on LinkedIn or Instagram or Threads, and send me a note.
Let's go.
I love that you do that when you go to New York. That's so cool.
Gotta do it.
That's awesome. Awesome.
See you later, everybody.
Bye, guys.
On YouTube, finding the right audience to build a media plan requires hours of research. And optimizing campaigns is time-consuming and a bit of a guessing game. That's why we built technology to do it for you. Strike Social.